What's up 83 crew, Pilot 83 here. This is my video on how to do the fill trim transfer in Dcdesigns Concorde. My apologies for this video taking a minute. This took me a minute myself to learn, and through trial and error, reading the manual, big help from a couple big YouTubers that I follow, and a lot of help from my buddies as well, with all of us just sitting in the Concorde and just trial and error as well. We got it figured out. So it can be a little intimidating at first, but once you get the hang of it, guys, it's actually pretty easy, and it's pretty neat. So let's go ahead and get to it. So when you're in the Concorde, you're going to have right here in front of you, in front of the pilot seat, and there's also one in the engineer station as well, which we will get to, which is right at this angle. It's weird right there, but we have this right here. So this is the center of gravity limit indicator. So this is going to show you where your center of gravity in the plane is. So the orange bug right here will show forward and aft center of gravity limits. Okay, then the bug will move forward and back based off your Mach speed. Basically, higher the speed, further those bugs will move back. And we want to keep our center of gravity here in between those and trim the fill to keep the center of gravity balanced in the plane. So real quick, I'm going to show y'all from the manual the fill schematic of the plane. We're not going to go in great detail about that, but I will show it to you because I do feel like it is very helpful in helping you understand how all this works. So let me bring that up on the screen real quick and let me show that to you. Alright, so this is the basic schematic that comes from the manual with the Concorde. So we have three sets of tanks. We have the bottom green, which is the trim transfer tanks, the blue, which is the main tanks, and then the red, which is the feed tanks, also fuel transfer tanks. So the green tanks can transfer fuel between one and another, so front to back, tanks 9, 10, and 11. They can also add fuel to the main tanks in blue. The blue main tanks keep the fuel tanks full. Then the red tanks are called feed tanks because they feed the engine's fuel. Alright? The yellow boxes you see to the left and right, 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are diagrams of the engine. As you see, the red feed tanks got arrows going to those engines, showing you where the fuel is being fed into those engines. Alright, as Concorde reaches Mach speed, the CG moves aft, so it's going to move back. The center of gravity needs to be aft during cruise and forward when you are doing a landing. And to do this, fuel needs to be moved from the forward trim tanks to the aft trim tanks, so the front and the back. So to move the fuel, pumps for the sending tanks must be turned on, and then inlet valves for the receiving trim tanks must be opened. So that would be an example of if we needed to move fuel from the forward position, say trim transfer tank 9, back to aft trim transfer tank 11, we would open or turn on the pumps for trim tank 9 and open the inlet valves for trim tank 11. So this would be pushing, this would be receiving with the open. And then if we were going from aft back to forward, it would be the opposite, where we would have the pumps turned on at 11 and the inlet valves open at 10 or 9. And while we are doing this, the center of gravity of this plane will be shifting forward or back. Now let's jump to the engineer station and see this in action. Alright pilot, so here we are climbing at the moment to 60,000 feet, and as you can see our center of gravity, you can see our forward and aft bug is moving down as our center of gravity is moving up. So we need to get these back in line. Alright, so to start, there's this one button here. So this is for the field auto transfer if you want to do it the easy way, the auto way. I believe you can turn all these on to auto and this will do it for you, but I'm going to show you how to do it the correct real way. So the good news is this whole field management area, this from this box here to this whole area down here, resembles closely the field schematic, which I'm going to put right here on the right side of the screen for you. And with tanks 9 and 10, which are the front trim transfer tanks, being up here, and 11 being back here. So, like I said, so we need to move field aft, so to the rear. So what we will do is we're going to leave this in the neutral position off. We're not going to use that. We're going to come over here to 9, and if we need to transfer more field we can also use 10, but I think 9 will be plenty. So we will start with 9 and we were going to go to pump because we're moving field back. This would be the inlet valve if we were going forward. So we need to open left and right tank 9 pumps. Alright, then we need to come down to the inlet valves of 11 and turn those to open, and you'll see the light come on saying open. Alright, those are now open. This will take a few minutes, so I will speed this up. It takes about 5 minutes. But as you now watch, you will see this white bar slowly start to decrease down, and you will see fuel in tank 9, you see it slowly decreasing, and you'll start to see fuel in tank 11 slowly increasing while this decreases in tank 9. So I'm going to speed this up a bit so y'all can see the result, because this takes a few minutes. Alright, pilots, so here we are. Like I said, it takes a few minutes, but you can see coming right on down to center here, you can see our tank 11 has been filling up, and where our tank 9 has been emptying. So once you get good in center at that point, which we'll go ahead and do it early for this, we will close our inlet valves to stop it. And then we will turn off both those pumps. And there you go. And now you have that set. And if you were wanting to do the opposite, then you would turn on these fuel pumps and open these inlet valves. See, now we're holding center of gravity here, holding it just fine. Something else to go over, not something I use, but something you could use or mess around with, is we could also transfer feel left or right laterally. So you could come up here and say tank 10. We could go to that, and then up here we have inlet valves for tanks 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. We could turn on 5 and 6. And start transferring fuel laterally. As you see it going down there. Now something I mess with, that'd be something to correct your lateral trim. But yeah guys, just that easy. You see we're good and locked center now, no issues there. Only other thing I guess to go over is this switch here and what this does. So tanks 1 through 4 fuel level switch. What that does is when it's on normal, it leaves tanks 1 through 4 nearly full. If you have it switched down to aft trim, you'll see I'll move those. It puts those tanks 1 through 4 at normal capacity. Alright, so obviously if that's going on, you're going to have to forward trim because you're going to have less fuel in the front in those tanks. Not something I ever use, but just something to know. But this is the basics of how to do this. Easy to do, guys. I hope this video is very helpful for y'all. If y'all have any questions at all, y'all just let me know. As always, guys, I am Pilot83. Thank y'all guys for your continued support. Join my Discord in the description below. I also have an Instagram. Follow me there as well to keep up with all my updates. And let's hope for tomorrow, guys, so we get a good release. And let's hope that Asobo fixes the sim for Xbox. Till next time, guys, happy flying out there. Peace. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.